Ba, ba, ba. Ba, ba, ba. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, wait, I thought it was over. Blah, blah, blah. Ah, there it is. Little Queen.
So
That's the record that came from. Oh, my Lord. It is the Whisp Turlington Show, 108.9 The Hog. Good morning, everybody. 6:02. That's the first song. We wake up with that.
I mean, if you're going to start the day, you might as well do it with some muted triplets.
Oh,
Then it just keeps tricking you. Keep thinking that heart's like, I'm out of here. And then they're like, nope.
Then they get you again. That's what the Wilson sisters do to you every single time.
That's my favorite Wilson sisters record, not Heart. Gonna get you again. That was one of those 80s ones when they were doing the hair metal and they're like, why don't we just call ourselves the Wilson sisters for one record? Exactly. Just one goddamn record and I'll buy it.
I'll buy it. Oh my God, we are having such a great time here.
2 minutes in and we're having a great time.
We're having the best time we've ever had. I do have to say, I come into the studio this morning, so I pull my Maserati in.
Of course.
And,
you have 5 spots, too, and you just have them lined up.
I go right across them.
Go right across.
They all say it's like Whisp 1, Whisp 2, Whisp 3, Whisp 4, Whisp 5. And the Maserati
Art has one right in the middle, and I don't know what you're doing there. He's right in between 4 and 5, and the butt of your Maserati just takes Art's out.
Well, but he is on a scooter, so
right in there, Art.
Works very well. Art, it works well, doesn't it? He's nodding in the booth.
Of course he is.
But I come in this morning, and I'm looking around.
Of course.
And there's a lot of boxes in Boss Ron's office. And I'm like, what could that be?
Of course.
Is he moving over to the Poseidon building? Where, of course, our sister station, the number 1 station in all of Verde, hits 103.
Be close to his nieces.
Yeah, with his nieces, Callie.
Callie?
I don't even remember the name of the other one. I don't have to. That's the problem. That's really what it comes down to.
Maybe that's the problem.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's why I haven't been invited over. But it was very weird, and I didn't understand why there were those boxes in there, so it's kind of throwing me off for the morning.
You seem a little
I'm
thrown
a little
off.
thrown this morning. But I'll tell you one thing I'm not thrown for.
What are you not thrown for?
What? Did I say that wrong?
I get it. Close.
Grammar
close to
me.
Wrong.
Well, then grammar me.
Grammarly.
Jeff,
All
grammar
right.
me. I don't care. I am 77 years old.
I understand.
I've been doing radio since before, your dad was like, I think I've got things there.
Wow. That's old.
That's a very long time.
That's a very long time.
And I remember your dad saying that, Old Man Garlock.
Old Man Garlic said that to you.
And I was like, disgusting.
Ugh. OMG?
OMG.
No good.
No good. But I am excited for, of course, this time of year. It happens every single year. We have 2 competing Billy Joel conventions at the same time.
You think you couldn't support one in Verde? Well, you'd be dead wrong because we have got 2 going at all times.
2. Let's run them off. Of course, the big one is JoelCon, and that's going on at the Valverde or Normo Dome.
That one is just, you are covering Joel from A to Joel, if you know what we mean.
Just A to J. You don't get past J.
No.
You just there. And then the second
because past J, that one's covered by the second one.
The second one's got you past J. This is probably why they're number 2. It's not the best convention name. It's an innocent con. That's Valverde's second largest Billy Joel convention, and that's at the Valverde Convention Center.
Not gonna lie, doesn't roll off the tongue, and hardly makes any sense.
Well, I mean, it makes sense if you know your Joel, like I do, because he is one of my very close best friends. I talk to him on a regular basis.
Of course.
I like to call Billy, and he's
you
always
call
on
him
his,
Bill, of course.
I say, hey Bill, what's going on? It's Whisp, and he's always on his car phone, and he's always just hammered, just going down some road in Long Island, and then the next thing you know, car's in a tree, and he's like, I'm in a tree, Whisp. I don't know what to do. And
everyone
I'm like,
always wants to talk about how he's always hammered, but people never want to talk about how he's always hammered and still has a car phone in his Jaguar.
And it's a really, really old one, which is very strange. One of the big ones.
Like, it's almost like you grab for the gear shift and you're always grabbing that phone.
Maybe that's why he always wrecks his car in a tree.
It's not the alcohol. We know that. We know you can drive
Billy.
drunk. Especially around Long Island, you can drive drunk. Don't you worry about it.
But we do want to, let's go ahead and, it's a special occasion here, so let's go ahead and bring in our guest. We got a lot to get to this morning. I know that Scotty, I'm looking over at Scotty, our producer in the booth. He's saying to just move like this. He's doing the hand thing.
Real jerk about it, too.
Real jerk about it.
Real jerk over there, Scotty.
Yeah, he's doing all these hand movements. When did you learn these? This is like, what, are we on the set of Friends?
Are we on this? He's saying no, but I'm not
He's
buying
saying
it.
no, but he's nodding no. Like, which one is do a better joke, Chandler? Is it this hand movement?
Give us the we were on a break hand movement. Oh,
pivot.
He got it.
Give us the
He
pivot.
did it.
Oh, he did that one too.
He
Very
did the
good.
we were on a break.
Well, okay.
Wow.
Okay, great.
I get maybe we are on the set of Friends. I don't know.
Maybe we are. But I do want to bring, of course, you know this man, Jeff. I know this man. He is the coach of the Verde High School Murderers.
Of course we know him because we all in Verde follow high school football.
Always.
And there's nothing weird about it.
Nothing?
And I always say that. There's nothing weird about being hyper invested into high school football.
It's Friday Night Lights.
It's Friday Night Lights. The
Friday
show
Night
didn't
Lights.
exist for nothing.
It didn't, yeah. And then, every Friday night they turn the lights on and I'm like, uh-oh. You know what that means, Jeff?
We're in Verde.
It means that, but it's also, it's Friday night time, Friday night time.
And I love that theme
show.
song, by the way. Friday night time. Friday night time. It's Friday night
let's sing
time.
it. It's Friday night lights time. And the balls are in the air.
The tackles.
Get
and
tackled.
the sax.
The sax and the field
Saxophone.
goals.
And I
yeah.
love the saxophone solo, by the way,
good.
in the Friday Night Lights theme song. It's very good.
Oh, it's very good.
Played
It's
by the
very good.
Chicago Horns, so it's a little atonal.
The horns players from Chicago.
They all play saxophone, and
They
even
all
when
play
some
it.
of them do not play saxophone.
Oh, my God. I was
wonder
thrown
it
off
sounds
this
so
morning,
weird.
but this is going so good. This is going so good on the Whisp
good.
Arlington Show. And it is 6:08. We're bringing him in, William Port Jefferson, or should I say Coach Port Jefferson? Which one is it?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely, Coach. We're just trying to get some respect here in Valverde. If you get respect from the adults, you get respect from the kids as well. Also, I would just really like to clarify, this is basketball. I am the coach of the basketball team. It's not a Friday Night Light situation. It's more of a
Interesting.
Wednesday afternoon, low light coming in. They haven't turned off the lights yet. It's like evening twilight. And, there's no theme song for it, but that's the best time to play basketball.
Well,
That would be a long title for a TV show, too. It's Wednesday light, no lights, afternoon,
Twilight.
That's when the twilight comes in
times,
with the
no
sun.
theme song.
Yeah.
I mean, someone get Fox on the horn, because I think we got him a new show right there.
Fox News, of course, you're talking
Fox
about.
News.
Yeah,
I mean, Fox
on the
Nation.
horn.
It'd be
Fox.
perfect on Fox
It would be.
Nation.
That
Their
show
streamer.
would be perfect. Because I would tell you, people who watch Fox Nation certainly are hyper invested into high school football,
Oh my God.
basketball, whatever
Basketball,
sport.
whatever you're playing.
High school curling, they would
Shot
say.
put.
Shot put, yeah. Do you do
So-
any coaching of shot put?
I tried to coach with the winter season game of the basketball. I'm able to do it in spring, but, they don't need me. It's like these guys, some of the same guys, like, our center, Jim Jefferson, no relation.
Good.
He's
good.
not related to me. This isn't one of those
Okay.
nepotism things. We just happen to have the same time. Jim, he goes out there. He's 300, 6'1". He doesn't need my coaching for throwing a rather small ball as far as
I get that. What I'm really confused about here, and I do apologize to you, Coach Port Jefferson. And I got to say, Scotty just sent me some information. You are correct. There is no coach for the high school football team. They do it themselves.
Yeah, those kids, they just want to pitch and catch and run
Weird.
and flea flicker and annexation of Puerto Rico. They're fine.
That's
They're
all
fine.
they. That's all they. That's all
what they
care
do.
about.
I mean, that's why the murderers are struggling sometimes. You
That
know,
might
maybe
be,
they need
yeah.
someone guided. But
But it's kind of ambiguous because there was a coach, but then the coach died, and it just depends on whether or not you believe in ghosts.
I mean,
If a ghosty can't
and
be
that
a
was
coach.
also an interesting episode of Friday Night Lights. I wonder if they stole that plot.
They
from
probably did.
Valverde,
It depends on whether or not you believe in ghosts.
Season 2 of Friday Night Lights was wild.
Went off the chain. Like, it was
Off the
literally
chain.
like I was watching Ghost Hunters.
Wow. Now that would be a crossover I would love to watch.
I
Some
would
faux
watch
hawks.
that. But I got to tell you, Coach Port Jefferson, you're in here for a reason. And that reason is I just found this out. You are a Billy Joel.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm in here to talk about the 2-game win streak that the murderers have been on.
No, Scotty. Don't be shy there, Port Jefferson.
Now,
Scotty,
this isn't gotcha journalism, but
This isn't
maybe
gotcha.
this might be a gotcha moment.
that Fox Nation kind of gotcha journalism, you know? I have here a picture of you standing with the other members of of course, I mean, Valverde's #1 Billy Joel tribute band, and I've seen you guys a lot of times. The Longest Times is the name of the group, and
It's a great name.
because that's my favorite Billy Joel song.
Oh God,
The longest times.
the longest time when you. Oh man. There is nothing better than when a rock musician just remembers that they love doo-wop.
Oh my God, that's the best.
That's when music comes together.
That's
you know?
when rock and roll really comes to life.
That's like the true rock and roll was doo-wop.
I wish I were a fly on the wall looking down at old William Joel as that idea popped in his head and he's like, whoa, doo-wop. Guys, you want to do this? And the other guys in the band are just ready to rock, and they're like, oh, fuck.
Always ready. Christy wasn't ready for it. Christy Brinkley, of course.
I wasn't ready. Oh, Christy Brinkley, of course.
Of
Wonderful
course.
woman. Wonderful woman. Had dinner with her and Billy so many times back in the 80s.
That's
Always on the set of Uptown Girl, though. That
Yes,
was their
always
dining
on the
room.
set.
That was the dining room in the Joel household.
He would build a mini Spago
Yes.
on the set of
Yes.
that video.
Of Uptown Girl.
Uptown Girl. Because she
Then it
was
was-
an Uptown Girl. She wanted to go to Spago.
Yep, she did.
Uptown LA, as we always call it.
None of this interests me at all. I don't know what you're talking about. I wouldn't know anything about whether or not it's still rock and roll to me, regardless of the time. I wouldn't know anything about that. Well, I'm here to talk about the 2-game win streak and
Okay.
also the incredible dunks that's happening from our senior and star captain, McDonaldson.
Oh,
he's an
McDonald.
outstanding
He's
guy.
really good.
He's signed to be an asshole next year. It's incredible. We're so glad that he's staying here in Valverde and he's gonna be an asshole.
He's going to be an asshole.
he's
That's
gonna
the
be an
greatest
asshole.
thing. That's the greatest thing. Like,
That's
you
the greatest thing.
you you mold these kids.
You do.
And then they get to stay in the same town they grew up in. They don't even get to, like, who needs to broaden your horizons when you can just leave the murderers and immediately become an asshole at Valverde University?
Anyone who leaves their hometown does not get life, is what I
Yeah.
say. I say that's where it all comes together.
You
Now,
know,
the
you can change from being a murderer to being an asshole, and I think that I'm a part of it. That's what coaching's all about.
Put that on a shirt. That's
Put that one
we'd
on
be
a shirt.
selling
Scotty,
millions
can
of
we
that
put
one.
that on
And
a
now here's a
shirt?
question I actually have about McDonaldson.
Yes, please.
Now, is he more of a Cold Spring Harbor man or a piano man? That's what I'm wondering about.
You got to ask that about every single basketball player.
Especially young ones right now who know a lot about Billy Joel.
Right.
Now, what would you say? I mean, again, you're saying that you aren't.
You're not a Billy Joel.
You're not a Billy Joel.
Not a
I'm
Billy
not.
Joel.
Not a
I
Billy
think you
Joel.
booked the
I
wrong
haven't
guy.
seen you perform at Flappers, Pluskies, UCB Valverde.
UCB Valverde.
One of the premier cover bands venues.
Really
I've never
good.
been to UCB Valverde. I've only been to UCB Valverde East, which they've recently opened up.
They did just open up a second one because the first one was so popular. They're like, we got to open. And it is in a theater that just should not be a theater.
Should not at all. Like
I
the
was there
smell, the look of everything. It's just, you're like, this doesn't work, but they'll make it goddamn work, especially if the longest times are there.
It used to be a deli, so you can still feel the slicing happening there.
I hope so.
I hope so. Almost like a Long Island deli, because they're known for their delis out there and their sandwiches along Island. Would you know anything about that?
Yeah.
Just wonder, would you know anything about that? This isn't gotcha journalism. We're just having a conversation about basketball, high school basketball, that mostly is about Long Island delis and various Long Island things. That's all we're just asking.
That's all we're talking about.
That's all we're talking about.
That's all. You're not a Billy Joel, so you don't know anything about those things. So
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I just want to be on here and talk about basketball. And there's a lot of rumors about whether or not I'm going to be the coach of the assholes, whether I'm following Mecca.
These are good questions. These are good rumors.
Wow. And, parents come up to me and they put bread in my jar and they say, man, what are you doing here? And I say, I'm helping the kids. I'm coaching.
Okay.
You're just trying to do your job. You're like, let me just pull the nylon curtain in front of me. Because, if you're asking me these questions, hey, ain't we all in glass houses? Think about that.
A lot of times...
Does any of that make sense to you, by the way? I'm just wondering.
Does it tickle in any way whatsoever?
I'm here to talk about coaching. I'd like to talk about how great our defense is.
Yeah,
Before we were like turnstiles, and now we're much better at defense.
Interesting.
Listen, I would like to, now that I'm here on the air, and I know that the Kittersons are listening. I just want to give a shout out to William Kitterson, who is the sophomore sensation, shooting 3-pointers all the time. I want to give a special shout out to Billy the Kid. He's just doing an incredible job. And Kittersons out there who they moved here from Verde, from Allentown, and I know they've been working in Allentown like that. And they even have that steam whistle in their car that goes woo woo.
Oh yeah, they do.
They do it every time that they leave and go when they drive Billy to school. I just want to give a shout out to Billy the Kid. He's incredible. With a 6-shooter in his hand.
This shout out is for you, Coach. We got to get a little business done. You gonna hang out with us? You gonna talk a little more basketball with us and refuse to talk about anything Billy Joel with us?
I would love to, because I don't know why you're out there. Also, I don't know if you saw, I was driving by UCB Valverde East, and they're holding a smaller Billy Joel convention called
So you're saying
Lexicon.
Oh, interesting.
Oh my God.
I went there, but I was going there for a long-form improvisational comedy show, which I love to watch.
There's nothing like it. Who does not like watching that? Especially when it's all about Billy Joel and 3 cons in one weekend in Valverde. How did we get so lucky? Oh, but that certainly has to be bringing about some traffic. So let's go right over to Art Spart.
108.9 The Hawk traffic with Art Spart.
From the Bert's Funeral Flowers traffic desk, I'm Art Spart. Wow! 3 Billy Joel conventions now. 3! Not 1. Not 2. 3! Who would have thunk it? Not this one. Not old Art Spart. You see, I have never been wooed by the suburban family van piano rock of William Joel. No, sir. No, thank you. Mother Spart didn't raise a fool. When I want a piano troubadour, I'm going right to the one and only Warren Zevon. That's the top, baby. While you're blowing your life listening to Uptown Girl, I'll be in my 1983 silver El Camino blasting Rollin' the Headless Thompson Gunner. While you're telling someone they can learn something from We Didn't Start the Fire, I'll be in the alleyway on my way to winning a knife fight against a drunken werewolf hooligan as lawyers, guns, and money blast from my boombox. The piano man my ass. 422 is looking pretty good. And if you're coming on to Hog Street from the Richie Sambora Loop, you're going to have a clear ride all the way to Lita Ford Road. And from the Bert's Funeral Flowers traffic desk, I'm Art Spart.
With Bert's Funeral Flowers, with Bert's Funeral Flowers.
It's time for weather on 108.9 The Hawk.
Well, it's still cold.
Cold Spring Harbor out there.
It's
That's
a
what
real
we say.
cold spring harbor out there. Before we go to break here, Jeff,
Yeah,
I wrote something because we've been fighting a lot,
we have.
and I wanted to write something nice for you, Coach. Let me know if this triggers anything inside for you. Here we go. You said goodbye to me. This is for you, Jeff. I wrote this about
It's
you.
for me. You wrote this personally for me, not
Yeah,
for me.
yeah.
Okay.
Scotty, give me a bed. You said goodbye to me tonight. There would still be music left to write. What else could I do? I'm so inspired by you. That hasn't happened for the longest time.
No, I don't really understand. I don't know. I don't
Nothing.
recognize that. No, you wrote that. It sounds like it had more of a feminine energy. Because it sounds like it's only a woman. Only a woman could have written that. Only a woman to me. That's my thought.
Well, guess
Not
what?
gonna lie, Coach William Port Jefferson. He wasn't even mentioning you, and you immediately jumped in on the defensive there.
Yeah, I didn't even say. What did you like? Let's talk. Let's go right. I wrote this for Jeff. Oh my god.
It's like
I feel like this is some Fox Nation Sarah Palin gotcha journalism.
it does. It feels
It
like,
really-
but
we're
it
really
also
going
kind of
in
feels
there.
like we got a little Chris Hansen here. Like it's just like pull up to the table, and you were ready there with flowers and everything. And I don't
I
know.
gotta tell
I
you.
just- Thus doth protesteth too much, I seemeth here. That's from Shakespeare, of course.
Whoa! Did Shakespeare just walk in here?
He did for a brief moment, and he went through my soul. But
Okay, good. Oh my god, we do have to take a break. We'll be back with more, but first. Whoa! Anything, Coach? All right, the Hawk.
Nope.
I heard that.
Nope. I was
heard
thinking
him say-
about
I heard him say
my
that.
uptown. I was thinking about my uptown girl, Marcy. Marcy Port Jefferson, my lovely wife of 22 and a half years, from Oyster Bay, Long Island, who I love dearly. And I was just thinking about her, and now I want to get her some of those flowers from the funeral home. It sounds like it's a good deal. Do not tell her I got it from the funeral home.
They are only for funerals. They don't sell them for anything else. That's what they do at Bert's Funeral Flowers.
With Bert's Funeral Flowers, with Bert's Funeral Flowers.
Now we do have to play. We have to go into a break. I always love the start of this song, though, because I know history is coming alive.
Finally
as soon
gonna
as I
learn
hear
something
it.
on
It's
classic
like I
rock
didn't know
radio.
anything that happened, but now I do.
Had my
I'm
head
a
up my
hawk.
ass.
You know, I also love telling other people rhythmically about how things that happened to me in my life from when I was born to immediately. I understand. I've never heard that song before, but I do
All right,
love doing it.
Coach, we do have to go into a commercial break.
I just feel like these
like,
gotcha questions are everywhere.
like you really dive deeper into this Joel thing every commercial break.
Just digging that grave, digging that Joel grave.
Scotty, play it again. Coach, we'll come right back to you. Between you and me, Jeff.
Uh-huh.
I think we got he's on mute. He can't hear this, right,
You
Scotty?
can't hear it.
We got a Billy Joel on our hands,
We got a Billy Joel in our hands.
and we're going to break him.
Here on 108.9, The Hawk.
The Hawk.
Having trouble finding a new job? Feeling like you could be diagnosed as terminally unemployed? Well, it sounds like you could use my seminar. Hi, I'm Frank Drubbins, the creator of the Frank Drubbins Fusion Networking Plan. And I'm bringing my seminar to Verde all next week to the Verde Convention Center. That's right, I'm going to give you all of the tips you need to fuse yourself with the job that you want. And what's the key to networking? Well, of course, it's jazz fusion. Let me give you a little taste to wet your whistle. Say you ask a future employer to a coffee just to pick their brain. Pick a place that has something you both might be able to enjoy and talk about it. Say a cafe where they're playing jazz fusion. Or it doesn't even have to be so formal. Go to a record store, which allows you to pick out your favorite jazz fusion records and share them with each other. Or just do something as simple as a walk in the park. And when you get there, say, hey, wouldn't this be better if the park had a jazz fusion band? That's when you give them your resume and blammo, you've got a job. All thanks to networking and jazz fusion. You see, networking is a real give and take. You're giving them the gift of your presence. They're giving you the gift of hopefully long conversations about jazz fusion. It's a real back and forth, like between a jazz fusion drummer and a jazz fusion fretless bass player. And this is all covered in my seminar. It's also covered in the free book you'll get with payment. The Fusion Style, Networking Jazz by me, Frank Drubbins. I'll teach you all of the elements of my very simple 3-step process. Step 1, reach out to as many people as possible. Step 2, offer them a gift of yourself for their time. And step 3, the most important one where it all comes together, always talk about jazz fusion. And I'll help you figure out which jazz fusion bands are your faves to talk about. From Weather Report to Mahavishnu Orchestra to Return to Forever with or without Al Di Meola. You'll learn my simple acronym too. J is for join, A is for always, and Z, appreciate jazz fusion. The second Z is again appreciating jazz fusion. And don't think I've given away all my secrets, because my seminars are very long. And I've got some primo Jocko bootleg videos I'm going to show too, so come on down, and I'll teach you the ways of fusing yourself with your future job. Jazz fusion.
People are really talking about 108.9 The Hawk.
Yeah, it's okay. It's we got it on in the shop sometimes. What do you want?
Well, they know a lot about music. They're not funny. But I guess I listen every now and then.
What station did you say?
108.9 The Hawk. Verde. It's time to leave your grandfather's basement and call in sick at the video game store as Butt Rockapalooza pulls into Valverde on April 23rd. Butt Rockapalooza. Valmart Amphitheater. Butt Rockapalooza. All your favorite butt rockers. One 24-hour show. 800 t-shirt cannons. 3 porta-johns. Featuring bands like Puddle of Mud.
Everyone is changing, there's no one left that's real.
Fuel.
Leave loudly out in my hands again.
Theory of a Dead Man. Trapped. Chad Kroger, but he's only playing hero.
And they say that a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait.
Pork Daddy. Stone Sour. Stab Stain McShane. That one dude from American Idol. Shinedown.
Be a simple kind of man.
Vertical Horizon. Bone Squirt. Turd. Lakini's Juice. A tribute to Live. Our Lady Peace. Seether. Nickelback. Wait, you thought Nickelback would be headlining Bud Rockapalooza? No way, brosif. When you have this many butt rockers in one location, you gotta force them together to play some Doors songs and probably a terrible cover of Come Together by the Beatles. Butt Rockapalooza. Also featuring a comedy tent with all your favorite canceled comedians. Butt Rockapalooza. Make sure to stop by the Celtic Symbol Tattoo Tent or feast in the Mall Food Court Food Tent. Butt Rockapalooza. Valmart Amphitheater, April 23rd. Ask your parole officer to drop you off. You know, I learned so much the first 2 times we played the song that I was like, Scotty, play it one more time before we come back on the Wisp Turlington show.
It's overwhelming because you learn so much, but then every once in a while you're like, what the hell did he just say? And you're like, I guess we got to listen to it again. There's a couple in there that you're like, well, what is the fact you are telling us, Joel?
I learned so much from We Didn't Start the Fire. Let's name it down. Harry Truman, who?
I'd never heard of him before, then they started the fire.
Doris Day, boom, fire starter. Richard Nixon, no idea.
Never heard of him. Donna Dixon, do they say Donna Dixon in it? That's when I say let's listen to it again because I think they talked about Donna Dixon.
Sugar Ray, the band wasn't even together, but here's Billy Joel talking about it.
Just talking about it. He's going to talk about Sugar Ray.
Listen, this is a question I have for my favorite classic rock station. Is Sugar Ray classic rock at this point? Is Sugar Ray entering the rotation?
Oh my God, that is a very good question. Because
they are 40 years old. The record came out in 1982.
Yeah, the first Sugar Ray record.
The first Sugar Ray, when they were good. The first one. Oh, yeah, because you always got to remember, they used to be harder. They used to be a heavier band.
They were heavy band.
Heavy bands.
I will say the answer is yes. They are classic rock. We do consider them classic rock because Pearl Jam. The Nirvanas.
I love that trio.
The Soundgardens.
I love the Soundgarden.
Like, they are all classic rock now. So anything that was around then, Lou Bega, basically classic rock now.
Mambo number 5 is right up there with We Didn't Start the Fire at this point. Because I learn a lot from both of them. I learn a lot about women's names from Mambo number 5, and I learn a lot about history.
What were your favorite women's names from Mambo number 5, Jeff?
Tina.
Okay.
He really pronounces Tina, and I was like, have I never heard the name Tina before? Who the hell is Tina?
And is that why you named your RV Tina?
I look, it's my RV now.
It is. It used to belong to
used to be called Simba.
Yeah.
Because it was
Disney lyricist Tim Rice.
Tim Rice used to own it, and I painted over it. And when I say paint over, I just scratched it out with a paper clip.
So now it just says Tina, but you can still see
Tina,
Simba underneath a little bit.
You can still basically see Simba.
Right.
I don't think they said Simba in Mambo number 5. I don't think so. It's an interesting question, though.
It is, Scotty. We're going to have to get down to it. I do have to do a little business right now because, of course, the Wisp Turlington Show is brought to you by Jugs Mug Emporium.
Of course.
And what is happening? Why was it still playing Billy Joel?
Because we have 3 cons going.
God almighty, it's leaking through every pore.
Hey, God, he can't escape Joel.
But you know what you can't escape? It's Jugs Mug Emporium. Out in VV East. So much happening in Verde East right now. But if you want the best mugs around, you got to go to Jugs. That's 4 Gs because they're serious. Here's some of the new mugs they've got going on right now. Official cat inspector.
I think that's a sexual innuendo, but maybe it is.
It probably is. Kiss me, I'm drunk. Not good. My uncle was an alcoholic, and that brings up some bad memories.
That seems offensive, but they're
let's
selling
see.
it.
FBI, frontal bologna instigator, and there's a question mark.
And they put that question, and the question mark is
I love
huge.
it when you put a question mark at the end of it because you're just like, look, I don't know what I'm putting on the mug.
They're not even sure of it. They know it's a mug.
They know it's a mug. Okay,
I heard on Fox Nation, and that's what our tax dollars are going to.
They're putting if tax dollars are going to funny mug development, you can count this old man.
Gotta start watching Fox Nation then, I guess.
I gotta start watching. On Fox Nation, they've got that show with all of the washed up SNL guys talking about liquor.
Oh, washed up SNL. I love that section.
Cannot wait to watch that. It's going to be good. I've got 2 more mugs here. We do have to officially, by contract, say. I'm the crazy aunt.
But
who
literally
hasn't had that?
Yeah, but sadly, they're really crazy, not in the fun
crazy.
way.
And then, look what you did, you little jerk. It's a Christmas mug.
It's for Christmas time.
For Christmas time only.
Only. And they'll take it back if you use it.
They will take it
That's
back.
the thing with bugs.
And that's all happening down at Jugs Mug Emporium. Here's the new jingle.
Jug Emporium. Jugs Mug Emporium in Verde East. We're known as the Beast when it comes to jugs, mugs. Mug Emporium.
If you were wondering, that is me singing.
I was wondering.
That was part of the contract, and I was like, look, if I'm doing your jingle,
sure,
I got to get a song out of it.
Did you write the music as well?
Oh yeah.
Not anything I would have imagined out of Wisp Turlington.
Why is that?
Because you are the number 1 longest running classic rock DJ, and nothing about that screams.
Well, that was a classic rock song. That was just like listening to Def Leppard.
The Sugar Ray amendment.
Do you know who produced that?
Mutt Lang.
Boom! You nailed it. Robert Mutt Lang, producer of Shania Twain and Def Leppard. It was the drums that really give it to you there.
That's that Mutt drums. You tell right
gotta
away.
get that Mutt drum. Hey,
Gotta get that Mutt drum. Yeah, speaking of Mutt drums.
Were there ever any Mutt drums on a Billy Joel song, Coach?
You know, I wouldn't know anything. Once again, I have to say I don't know anything about this. I was just going to say to you, Whisp, that, as my students would say, I thought that jingle slaps. So, great job.
Thank you. Now, that is really good. You know who else has been saying slaps every time I call him on his car phone? And right before his little car just shoots right up into the biggest tree you've ever seen in Long Island.
A tree.
Slaps right into it. He's like, that tree slaps. Billy Joel, my best friend Billy Joel. It's like you guys are simpatico.
Interesting. You fell right into that one, Coach. I'm not going to lie. You got to set yourself up for failure there. For this ruse that you're pulling on us.
I'm uninterested in that, but I'm on the radio and I want to make some conversation. So
okay, let's make some conversation.
If I could just ask you, Whisp, if you could just tell me some personal details about your friend Bill, which I think that listeners about the 3 cons that are happening there. Which again, I am not going to any of them because I do not associate with Billy Joel or any.
Right, and of course you're not fronting the longest times as they play their triumphant
convention.
Their triumphant set.
The one you told us about, by the way. You're the one who told us about the UCB.
We wouldn't have known about the one at UCB Valverde East.
Wick, you know, I think this is a little unfair. This is an audio medium, but you are holding up a poster. You are holding up a flyer for the longest times. And here, let's just do a comparison. The front man, as it's written here on the flyer, says he's Billy Jeff, right? Now, first of all, my name is William Port Jefferson. Very different than Billy Jeff. Second of all,
there's nothing in there that could even create Billy Jeff.
Nothing that could easily be turned into that name. Interesting point. Great. Go on.
Second of all, although we do have similar height and build, which is 6'1", 450 pounds of muscle, Billy Jeff here, the lead singer, is wearing a top hat and 2 sunglasses inside. And if you're looking at me right now, I'm wearing only 1 sunglasses inside and a backwards asshole's hat.
The valid point. You can't take sunglasses and top hats off. That's an interesting point.
That's really true. Also, but the thing that gets me, Coach Port Jefferson, is it Coach Jefferson or Coach Port Jefferson?
And as long as you call me Coach, I'm fine either way.
Okay, Coach
CPJ.
Coach Port Jefferson. The one thing that really gets me is the keyboardist in the background. He's got a Valverde Murderers shirt on. And it's the one, I remember there was one particular game, and I was there. It was a hell of a game. It was against Valverde East High School. And,
they founded the UCB over there.
They did. Well, that's there. That's also where Jug's Mug Emporium is. That Valverde East. We've talked a lot of shit about Valverde East. It is. That is the hottest spot in Valverde right now in the Greater Valley. If you're not going over there to Valverde East, you are missing out. But this keyboardist is wearing a shirt, and I remember being at this show. Well, I call it a show, but you call it a basketball game. I was there, and they were celebrating your 20th anniversary as coach. And if you knew the coach, you got a T-shirt that said, Valverde Murderers, I'm with Coach. If you didn't know the coach, you got a T-shirt that just said, I'm a murderer.
And it does. And the interesting part is you're seeing in this poster for the longest times,
right?
All of the background players behind Billy Jeff.
The Billy Jeff.
They all are surprisingly of high school age.
Almost of high school basketball height.
Tall. They're all very tall, and it's almost like one of them looks. I'm gonna say it. Is that McDonaldson?
I gotta look closer.
As Liberty DeVito in the back. Am I wrong at that?
Oh my God! I think that's.
Am I seeing William Kitterson?
You know what, guys? Just because Billy Kid also plays a mean, you know, what's the instrument that goes jingle jangle as you hit it in your hand that's played in various songs that I'm just pulling out? Maybe
tambourine?
River of Dreams.
The bells?
Tambourine. Right, and the tambourine.
Percussionist.
Because Billy, and listen, you know, there have been some cuts at Val Verde High, and I've also been the band teacher during the whole time. And just because that, I've been saying for years, and it's in my memoir,
Love
River
the
of
memoir, by
Dreams.
the way.
Memoir is so good. I read it to get ready for this interview. The memoir is called
it's called River of Dreams, in regards to basketball and teaching.
And that's the interesting part. It's like, and I've always said, and we've said this many times. There
We've
are
said it so many
There are
times.
3 amazing memoirs. There's The Dirt by Motley Crue.
Boom
Absolutely,
One.
of course,
Red.
of course.
By the Red Rockers, Sammy Hagar.
Sammy Hagar.
And then River of Dreams is a tight third.
You know, again, it's really important. Listen, you can call me Coach Port Jefferson. It's really important that the memoir is River of Dreams, in regards to basketball and teaching.
Of course.
Very important.
It is very important. It is very important. So, it's just, we've got some, I just feel like I don't know. It seems like I'm not a Sherlock Holmes here.
Wars,
He is not.
Jerf,
I am not. And I say this all the time. And we have a shirt, by the way. Get that 108.9 The Hawk shirt. I am not Sherlock Holmes. But if you draw the red lines connected, it just feels like we might have a Billy Joel in front of us right here.
First of all, I would love to talk more about the memoir. If we're not going to talk about the basketball, have both of you listened to the audiobook? Because you can do it while you're exercising, or you know, when you're walking around. Because you know, and it saves your spot. So when you're in the middle of, you go walking in the
whenever
in
I'm
the
doing
middle
Pilates, I listen to the audiobook version. Who does the audio for that again? I forget completely. It does. It just.
I contracted a company, and they just put it together, and sometimes they get celebrities that are that could get put in there.
Okay. Hey, guys, we got breaking news.
All the news you can use, or the news you can lose. It's news time on 108.9 The Hawk.
It seems that England's #1 Billy Joel tribute band are now headlining JoelCon. Just the Way We Are is playing. It's gonna be huge.
That, of course, is the one that is fronted by the man who sings the Bosom Buddies theme song, which isn't Billy Joel. It's some other guy.
It's another guy.
Which I gotta say, I'm realizing now. I'm loving that you brought in this breaking news because, one, I can't wait to see them.
I cannot wait to see Just the Way We Are.
But I'm also realizing the man who sings the Bosom Buddies theme song, who sounds exactly like Billy Joel, also sounds very familiar because am I wrong? Is he the voice of the audiobook of River of Dreams,
Oh my God, is he?
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
And that man, of course, is named Lord Port Jefferson.
Of course.
I don't know
Lord
if
Port
there is
Jefferson.
any relation. Are you related to the guy that is the lead singer in Just the Way We Are?
Who also sang the cover of Billy Joel's Bosom Buddies theme song.
And also may have done the narration on your book.
Are you related at all to this guy? Are you guys related? This isn't Gotcha Journalism. Just one more reminder. This isn't Fox Nation. This isn't ONN. This isn't Newsmax. We aren't playing that game, but...
You know, we're not insinuating that you're into Billy Joel tribute bands.
I think it's important. I would like to lay the record straight. Is that, the Port Jeffersons are from Long Island, but they're also from the island of England. They're from the
That's a real Long Island when you get right down to it.
Long Island.
So I do have a cousin who is very well known as a British Billy Joel singer. Lord Port Jefferson.
Well, guess what? He's on line 4. Lord Port Jefferson. What's going on, man?
Hello.
Lord, it's I didn't know you were coming on. It's good to.
What is that? Is that me relative?
I love it when you question anyone that might be a relative. You say, "Is that me relative?"
Oh, that's how we do it in England. On the
Very Long Island.
longest
Very Long Island in England, by the way.
It's a very long island. And that's why there's so many people on that very long island that you have to go to. Oh, is that me relative there? Am I hearing Coach William Port Jefferson?
You know, Lord, I told you that you need to tell me when you're coming to Verde so that I'm all right with it, as we discussed over the last time that we saw each other.
Oh, is it, what? I set a telly over there. You didn't understand? I was going to be headlining.
No, I didn't hear that
what
at
was
all.
that word?
Gonna be headlining.
What? I can't. Scotty, I don't. Can you...
It's a bit of a Long Island accent that's kind of coming through here.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yes.
When I lived in New York, man, and I worked in New York for so long, I could never get a good Long Island accent. Could never understand it.
Right,
I can understand
exactly what it
Welsh.
sounds like.
I can understand Scottish. You put a Long Island
those
accent.
buggers you can understand any time. That is nothing with that. But that
Oh
Long
my God, yeah.
Island accent is hard to understand.
So
But
it's very weird that, like, Lord, let me say, you're such a famous Billy Joel.
Of course. Bosom
And-
Buddies theme and all.
Very good. We all love it. And then you have a cousin.
This is my life.
Right.
In case you
It is
didn't
now or
know.
never.
No, I get it.
Case
That's
you
a
didn't know.
That's a Billy Joel. Scotty, is that a Billy Joel reference? He said no.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But the weird thing is, it's like, you guys are so close in age. You guys probably, like, came up together every summer.
It's every summer.
And was there ever a time when you were like, let's both be Billy Joels? And I know Coach is going to say, no, not me, but I really don't believe him.
Every summer day, I'd wake up, I say, is that my relative right there? And then I say, we should be some Joes together.
Yeah, our time in Summer Highland Falls is really precious to me. Yeah, well, okay, fine. I'll set the record straight. Lord Port Jefferson is kind of doing both. Yeah, the idea is if Billy Joel and Elton John were touring at the same time. It's one of those things.
That's what I'm known for. Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road, because I'm walking right down to the River of Dreams.
You're playing two pianos at the same time. One half of your body is kind of a Long Island thing. You have only one monocle that's very large and pink sparkling.
It's a bit of a piano two-face situation, if it will. That's how we do it on Long Island.
So you're doing half Billy, half Elton, and then your cousin is doing all Billy with a bunch of his basketball students as the members of the Longest Times.
What's so hard to understand about that? We all know this is a fact.
So it's a
right here.
fact.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
I think the breaking news.
All the news you can use. Or the news you can lose. It's news time on
Sarah Palin
108.9 The
gotcha
Hawk.
journalism. It's fine. You've outed me. Fine. I'm Billy Jeff. I've been Billy Jeff the entire time.
You heard it here first. Hey, do that newsbreaker again. There, wait,
newsbreaker
Scotty,
again. He'll talk over it again, I'm sure. Though,
I'm sure we got it
with the commercial break.
Yeah, we got to get in here. I mean, come on, you check out that news there. What you got there?
Listen, this story, it's always been burning since the world's been turning. I do know every single word of We Didn't Start the Fire, both the one that I know and the 2023 version that my students came up with, which is called We Didn't Start the Fire, in parentheses, it's a flame war on the internet. I know all of it. I know Vienna. I was in Leningrad.
Oh my God.
I knew Zanzibar. My dog is named Zanzibar.
Whoa, good name for a dog.
I love that dog every time I visit.
You are still on the line. Well, thank you so much, Lord. We're looking forward to the show. Click.
Thank you so much, there.
There you
Jesus,
go.
guy. Hey.
Oh, my God.
Now that Lord is gone, I
Right.
want to fully promote, do not go to any of the British half Elton John, half Billy Joel songs. You just want to go see Billy Jeff and the Longest Times. And we're playing in all three of the Billy Joel
You're
concerts.
playing it all three now.
Doing all
my
three. Wow, you really
God.
went from nothing to everything in about
Well,
really
we were
went
doing
for
it,
it
but
all.
you were harassing me and getting me with gotcha journalism. We were always going to play all of them. I just wanted to try to disguise my identity while doing it. But the longest times they're playing all three. It's a great time.
I gotta say, we've said it this whole morning. It is not gotcha journalism, but I also gotta say, Whisp, mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. Gotcha.
You could say we went to extremes with that one, did we not? Billy Jeff. We got to go take a break. Let's see here. Okay. Scotty, I know. We got to pay a few bills here. We'll be back with some traffic. A little bit more on Joel. Is this true? A little bit more on JoelCon coming up. We do have breaking news. Some call him the Billy Joel of New Jersey. It's Bruce Springsteen on 108.9 The Hawk.
Wisp, I will kill you if you say that again.
God almighty.
I will murder you. I will come to your house.
I learned anything at this time.
Samuel. Wake up, Samuel. It is I, Bert, from Bert's Funeral Flowers, better known as your captor. And oh no, look at that. That seems to be your brother, aiming his gun at your head. Whoopsies! Seems your brother planned this all along. I, on the other hand, just went along with it. I figured, what would be the harm in being the only flower shop in Verde? People would be so sad they couldn't buy non-funeral flowers. They'd soon pass themselves, equaling more and more funeral flower sales for me. Bert Hampson. Oh, why your brother, though? Well, he just wants your building for a new vape/craft beer store, Samuel's Vape and Craft Beer Shoppy. Oh, he'd still keep you in the name. He ain't a monster. Or is he? We'll see. At Bert's Funeral Flowers. I'll leave a light on for you.
With Bert's Funeral Flowers, with Bert's Funeral Flowers.
Whisp, Geoff, Art, all your favorites and the best damn classic rock in Valverde. The Whisp Turlington Show on 108.9 The Hawk.
Hi, I'm Eddie from Eddie's Pizza Shoppy, located in the Wishbone Ash Strip Mall right in the middle of Valverde. Come on down for the freshest pizza in all of Valverde. With over 20 toppings to choose from, we can make whatever pizza you want at any time. And as always, we have our Wednesday 2-for-1 special. Buy one large pizza with one topping and get the second large pizza free. And I know you all have been saying I'm crazy for offering such a great deal on pizza. And I wish you'd all stop saying that. It's not crazy. Stop calling me crazy. I did the math on this, all right? It's not that crazy of a deal. Look, if you look at the simple economics of it all, the pizza costs about $1.50 to make your materials. I lose a little bit on that delivery cost, especially with Uber Eats and all that jazz now, but if you factor in that most people will also order something extra, like say garlic knots or a 2-liter bottle of Coke and or Diet Coke because of the extra savings, and look, just trust me, it works. It really works. I can't stop offering it just because you all keep telling me to my face over and over that I am crazy for such a great deal. Now look, I appreciate the concerns. I mean, I think when the entire town tried to have me committed, you were going a little far, but I can still hear you talking about me under your breath when you come in. You're talking about me right now, aren't you? I hear you right now, Stan! Speaking of hearing, did you hear about our new fried Oreos? 5 for $2 if you're eating in. And trust me, that one's not crazy either. Don't make me go into the economics of Oreos, all right? Eddie's Pizza Shop is doing A-okay. And that's Eddie, not Crazy Eddie's Pizza Shop. Now, I don't know, people are just remembering Crazy Eddie's Discount Electronic Superstore. It's really getting under my skin. I am not crazy like this fly in the booth. Look at him. He's jumping from pockets of air to pockets of air. He doesn't even know what's going on. Look at you, fly. Why are you attacking me? Why are you attacking my character? I will eat you. I will eat you and steal your secrets. Then we will see who is the crazy one, huh? 2 for 1 is that crazy? Crazy Eddie's Pizza Shoppy. His pizza deals are certifiably insane.
From the album Who's Next, which I used to call, hey, who pissed on that big stone column?
We all called it that, right? Because you did see that piss there.
There we go. It's over.
I just want to say,
that's what I always say with that song too.
We don't even get to back announce, and Billy Jeff is just really fucking feeling
he went
himself
from
this morning on the Wist
himself-
Turlington Show. 6:18.
I just want to say, I will show you both Downeaster and Alexa if you ever call. If you ever call Bruce Springsteen, New Jersey, Billy Joel ever again, I'll show you both of them.
Do you also wrestle as Billy Jeff? Because that's the kind of vibe I'm getting right now.
No, I'm just for you. Listen, I know you're friends with Billy Joel, and that's
I'm
fine.
very
But
good friends
anyone
with
who
Billy
talks
Joel.
that much about how he drunk drives, I don't know if you're as good friends. What about talking about all 250 cars that he keeps in Long Island and just shows to people, and how much they love that? That's like the only community thing in Long Island that doesn't involve the Islanders and or drinking. He's very important.
He's
to the
very
community
important.
there.
Keeping that economy alive with those guys. This is amazing.
He's very important, and ladies and gentlemen, he is here, walking into the studio right now. Ladies and gentlemen, my best friend, Billy Joel. I guess I'll sit right down here. All right. Hey, it's me, Billy Joel.
Oh, wow. Mr. Joel.
Mr.
I thought
Joel.
I'd come in here and, I'm headlining all 3 of them. Joel Kahn.
Interesting. You're taking a break from your MSG to come and do Valverde's Joel
Yeah,
Cons.
I thought, why not? We've been playing the same damn thing at MSG. It's boring. It's so boring. And
That is one way to
I wanna
describe
lighten
Billy
it up.
Joel. That is
I want to
interesting.
lighten it up a little bit. Hey, Whisp, how you doing? It's really good to see you, Billy. I am so excited that you're here. Billy, I got 2 Billies in here. I got Billy Joel and Billy Jeff.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't call myself any
What's
sort
it?
of
You
Billy-
okay? So,
Billy
like, you're a Billy now, too?
Oh, I just...
You calling yourself a Billy? All right.
No,
prove
I
it.
mean, my name is William, so...
William,
it's
all
a
right.
nickname
What do you
thing.
do? What do you do for a living there, William? Huh?
Oh, I'm a band teacher, and also
You're a
I'm
band
also
teacher?
I'm also a basketball coach
The basketball coach.
for a high school basketball coach.
Band teacher, basketball coach.
Wow.
Yeah, I just did that. I just came up with it. But I'm not writing any new songs. Don't ask.
No,
I'm not going to write anything.
Oh, God, no. Why would you? Why would you ever write anything new?
My favorite part about your MSG shows is that when you say you say to all the 30, 40, 50, 60,000 people in Madison Square Garden, you say, "Oh, should I write something new?" And everyone cheers, "Yes, please, absolutely." You say, "I'm not gonna," and you do it 5 times a show, and that's my favorite.
Over and over.
That's why I like to refer to that as my tight 5. A lot of comedians have tight 5s, but I just thought that meant you gotta mention that you haven't written anything new 5 times. It's a joke that works 5 times, and it
That's
worked
pretty
again.
good. You're testing out your Type 5 about your Type 5s. You should do that at your set at UCB Valverde.
Oh, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do a cover of Led Zeppelin's Rock and Roll. We do that at the end of every show. We probably do it better than Led Zeppelin.
Is it still rock and roll to you? That song, rock and roll.
Oh, it's probably more rock and roll than me, than my rock and roll to me.
Absolutely,
Right?
absolutely. I just want to say, Wist, I'm sorry I said I wanted to murder you. This is incredible. You really did me a lot.
Wow, an apology on air.
I
don't know what to say. That has never happened in the history of the Wist Turlington Show that I get an apology on air. But Billy Jeff, I accept it.
Wow.
I would like to thank you for admitting that you are a member of the Longest Times.
Absolutely.
And that you were forcing your basketball players in a child labor situation to be your backing band
hold
the
on.
Longest Times.
Wait, I'm
Hey,
not
the what?
doing that. They do also like Billy Joel, and they're getting extra credit for it.
Wait, 1 second. Wait a second. Your band is kids?
No, No, they love playing. I mean, it is, but they like doing.
Your band is kids. His band is kids.
I would like it if my idol and also Whisp would stop saying my band is kids. No, because the school we are listening to it at the high school, and I don't want them to get the wrong impression.
His band is kids. His band is kids.
We should put that on a shirt. His band is kids. Put that
on a shirt. Say, I'm with Coach, but his band is kids.
I think that's going to be a big seller.
Go ahead and print that shirt. That's going to be a big seller.
Please do not. Can we please stop saying the band is kids?
Okay, we will stop saying the band is kids.
Hold on, guy. Hey, can I just take a really quick break? I'm getting a call from my principal.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Take it right now. We'll take it. We'll take it on the air. Anything you say to him, you can say to us.
Okay. That's just radio rules.
That is just radio rules. Yeah, I want to hear it too.
Okay.
You know, I'll talk to the principal if you need me to.
We'll see. I mean, please stop.
If there's a problem and you just want to toss it over, I'll do the rock and roll joke again if I have to.
I might need it because I need you to stop all saying the band is kids. All right, hold on.
The band is kids.
No, please stop saying it. Okay.
So you want me to stop saying that the band is kids?
Especially on the phone with your principal.
I'm on the phone.
I'm gonna. Then I'll stop saying that and I'll start saying, your keyboard player is 12.
No, that's because he's the younger brother of Billy the Kid. He's also Billy the younger kid. Hold on.
Okay.
Principal jargon stuff. How can I help you? Yeah, I'm on the radio. It's Whisp.
This is really good radio.
There's nothing better than taking a phone
that you can't hear.
You can't hear?
On the
I
radio.
understand.
Uh-huh.
No, I mean, it's not. The bands aren't. They are kids, but they want to do it.
Band's kids.
Band's kids.
Guys, please.
I heard that the band is kids.
Hey, I got a feeling the principal has heard that the band is kids too at this point. I mean,
I understand you're driving in at the radio saying, and you're hearing them say the band is kids while I'm listening. I know it's a matter of trust, but you always said it's just the way I am, or the way you are. If you were saying it to me, we agreed on that.
I think he's just giving himself away.
I understand. Okay, I understand.
The band is kids. 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 The band is kids.
Okay, all right. I'll talk to you later. Okay, goodbye.
The band is kids. The band is kids. The band is kids. The band is kids. The band is kids.
Hey, Whisp, can you do breaking? Can you hit me do the breaking news?
You want the? Oh no,
breaking news. All right, I guess he's running the show.
Somebody works in goddamn radio now.
The news you can use, or the news you can lose. It's news time on 108.9 The Hawk.
Great. Well, it seems that I've lost my job as coach and band teacher.
No.
It turns out that having your band as kids is not good, and you shouldn't do it, and it violates probably a few laws that people don't like.
Gotcha journalism that is not gotcha journalism gone wrong.
Got.
You got by the gotcha.
What does that mean? Is that you're just going to devote all your time to the longest times now?
I guess I'm really going to need all of you to come out to the longest time shows.
Well, luckily you got 3 shows coming.
But who's going to be playing in the longest times now?
The kids will still. Now I'm just a guy they hang out with, and that's not illegal. It's just questionable.
I got
nothing wrong with that. Just hanging out with an older guy playing Billy Joel covers. Nothing wrong with that.
I got an idea.
Please, Billy, what do you have? Help me.
Yeah, why don't you take over from me?
Wow.
What?
Yeah, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this no more.
Passing the mantle.
Although I will say that, saying the band is kids on top of my music for We Didn't Start the Fire, I think that's probably a new song. So I probably need the time off to kind of develop that and think of, what I'm going to do with it.
Breaking news on 108.9 The Hawk.
All the news you can use, or the news you can lose. It's news time on 108.9 The Hawk.
So I guess what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, if, you want to be Billy Joel now, you can be Billy Joel.
Look at this. I mean, if I could summarize here, it seems like you might have lost your job as a high school coach, but Billy Joel might be back writing new songs, even though he said he wasn't, and you might also be the new Billy Joel. I mean, if that doesn't prove the power of gotcha journalism, I don't know what does.
Well, I'll let you guys stew on this for 1 second. We want a reaction here. In 1 second, we do have to go to traffic.
108.9 The Hawk traffic with Art Spart.
Art Spart here. And it's time to offer not an apology,
but a slight redaction. I stand firm on most of my Joel feelings, and Zevon being the winner in this battle royale to end all battles, until I stopped in to check in on the 4-car insurance convention outside of JoelCon, and a man cosplaying in a fishing jacket played me the Downeaster Alexa. And I tell you, I never heard that clearly fake tale of a struggling Long Island fisherman that Joel was using to his advantage to pull at the heartstrings of his Beamer driving fans. But they got to me. Why wouldn't they let him sell no stripers? Damn it! I mean, I don't even know what a striper is, but I could feel that it was Nantucket bound, just like the clearly fake working class character in that song. And well, now that is Art being vulnerable here. I don't ever want to hear Werewolves of London ever again in my life. I still stand behind Zevon, but I am at a Joel crossroads. And maybe old Art is trolling Atlantis. But fuck the rest of Joel's catalog. Well, maybe except for Pressure. And his proto-metal band Attila is interesting. Ah, damn it. Life is confusing, but the roads are clear down on Kerry King Way. And this is Art Smart with traffic on the Births Funeral Flowers traffic desk.
With Births Funeral Flowers, with Births Funeral Flowers.
Yeah, so what's it going to be, kid? Yes or no? I mean, like Grease.
Just like Grease.
Listen, I'm in such a New York state of mind. This is all happening to me so much all at the same time. Listen, if you're not moving up, you're moving out. So yes, Billy, absolutely.
Yeah,
I'd love
all right.
to
Look at this. Wow. What a morning
God,
we
Billy
have
Joel
had.
Billy Joel just vanished.
Oh my goodness. He just
Hey,
disappeared.
so I'm Billy Joel now. He's kind of going into me. It's the spirit of me. It's just happening.
Whoa. Now that's what I call Joel magic.
Absolutely. That's an excellent tip.
So what can we expect from your set, Mr. Joel?
Well, I think I'm just going to add a bunch of, I'm going to add more scenes to the Italian restaurant. I think it should be
Nice.
The Irishman. It should be, I think it should be that long. It's going to be three and a half
Interesting.
hours.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Billy Joel, former Billy Joel, is speaking from the ether. Oh my goodness.
Oh, maybe he'll become the coach of the football team. They need another ghost coach.
Murderers are doing great on their own.
Wow,
Let's get
people,
really
you have
looking
heard
out.
it here first. 108.9 The Hawk.
Unbelievable.
I mean, we have a new Billy Joel. The old Billy Joel is maybe going to write new songs, but he definitely has disappeared into ether. And we no longer have coaches at Verde High.
We really, we're in a coach deficit at Verde High.
We're
so if
not in a
anyone's
Joel
listening,
deficit, apparently. So
Not
I
a
mean,
Joel
you know,
deficit.
Column A, column B, you figure it out, I guess.
My God, we started this morning show. Oh, by the way, 6:19 on the Wist Turlington
Can't
show.
believe we got 4 more hours on this morning show.
We
It's
still
insane.
have 4 more hours. Skeet Ulrich coming up in the 8 o'clock
Oh,
hour.
it's
He's
Skeet
coming in
time.
to talk. He's going to be doing a solo Joel set, which is very, very exciting. 9 o'clock hour, we do have Peter Cetera coming in. He is not part of anything. Yeah.
And it's hailing outside. It is cold out there, so hope Peter Cetera makes it through.
You know what, Jeff? I'd say it's Halen in here, too. It's Van Halen on 108.9 The Hawk. And it is the interview, The Hawk, the interview. I am Jason Gore.
I am Jeff Garlock.
And I'm Eric Silver, and I could have done that for 3 more hours.
My God. Oh, my God. Eric, thank you so much for being here on 108.9 The Hawk.
It's so much fun. Thank you so much. I mean, truly, it combines my 2 favorite things, which is doing stupid voices on a podcast and also
Yes.
making Billy Joel references. I just also want to say, that I only brought up a list of Billy Joel songs like in the last 10 minutes. I really did that off the dome. I really did. I want you all to know.
Oh no, I had a list going over here. I had everything. Now that's the weird thing about now. Eric, did you grow up in the Northeast?
Yeah, I'm from Westchester County, New York, but my mom is from Long Island.
You can't escape the Joel.
No, and my dad was also a big fucking nerd, so he also liked Billy Joel.
The big fucking nerd contingent. They love the Joel.
That is very true.
I will say one thing about radio, classic rock radio in the Northeast that is I'm a Southerner. And I did radio in the South, and I was on 96 Rock in Atlanta, Georgia. And when you move to the Northeast and you turn on classic rock radio, there is at least 2 Billy Joel songs an hour.
Yeah, 104.3 is built on Billy Joel, 100%.
It is built on Billy Joel. They built that radio station on Billy Joel.
Built that radio station.
The thing is, like 104.3, and maybe it was just when I was listening, when I was in high school in the late 2000s. Like, that was also when classic rock, the thing that I was saying about Sugar Ray, that's what happens to classic rock when things from the 80s started becoming classic rock. And now, as it's happening now, things in the 90s are becoming classic rock. So I still remember it was like Billy Joel and then like Green Day were on at the same time. And I don't know if that's a Northeast classic rock thing, because like
no,
that shift definitely when it happened.
That shift, I remember when that shift happened. I was working in radio. It was 2001.
Wow.
When the classic rock station I was on started playing like Even Flow.
Yeah.
And Smells Like Teen Spirit. They even started playing What's Up by Four Non Blondes, which is so far from classic rock.
Yes.
I remember the real Boss Ron. So Boss Ron in the Hawk world is actually based on my former boss in classic rock radio, who passed away a few years ago. I loved him dearly. Ron Walton. And it's Ron Dalton in our universe.
Sure.
But he got so pissed off when he heard What's Up on our air. And I remember that very clearly. He was like, this is not classic rock. No. But Eric, you are head of creative at Multitude. And what is Multitude for our listeners?
That's a great question. Multitude.
Thank you.
Thank you for introducing me.
Hey, I thought it was a good question, too.
Hey, Billy, I really appreciate it. Billy Joel, incredible. Multitude is a podcast collective, studio, and ad sales provider.
Nice.
We have a bunch of shows that we make here in-house, much like Join the Party, which is the actual play podcast that I'm the DM for, which is why I could do this fucking forever. Truly.
I know. Well, how are those podcasts are very long, right?
Some of them are, yeah. We end up playing Dungeons and Dragons or Monster of the Week or any of these games for like 2.5, 3 hours at a time. So it's like balancing doing character, and also my job as the dungeon master is like setting the stuff up while other people just get to enjoy it. And like I was never an improv person. Like I missed that. And I went to school at NYU, and so there were plenty of times for people to trap me into the improv zone, but I was too busy being a real cool guy and doing competitive slam poetry instead. So true story.
I mean, they're literally the same.
It's
you
so
choose
close.
one or the other.
So it's like I feel like I came into it in the back end through actual play, and then with podcasting and being able to do stuff with like, you know, a lot of the Chicago podcasters, Chicago improvers are like the backbone of podcasting. So it's like being able to do stuff with like Adol Rafai, which is a new show we're doing with Tell Me About It is a new show that I'm doing with him, which is fucking awesome. So it's like getting to do this like improv stuff is like, oh, I do have the skills. I just wasn't indoctrinated at UCB East.
Right. Or in Valverde East.
Yeah, exactly. Of
course.
I can totally see that, doing that sort of thing. Like, well, I mean, I started comedy on classic rock radio before I even started doing stuff at UCB. I was already doing it, little bits and stuff on the air. So it comes from anywhere. Yeah. But your new show, tell me about it. Officially, now we're recording on February 23rd. Yes. This will come out in a few weeks because we like to have a pad.
Hell yeah.
We got to have a pad so we don't go crazy.
Oh, gotta have
the pad. You got to. That's all the podcasters out there are like, oh yeah, pad.
Gotta have the
pad talk.
Billy Joel's like, yeah, you gotta have a pad. But it premieres today, correct?
Yeah, the first two episodes are out right now, and I feel like I've learned so much about improv from Adol. He's just like the godfather of improvisational podcasts of improv as the backbone of podcasts. Like, him being on Hello from the Magic Tavern, which I feel like set the stage, but then he kept going with it by doing Hey Riddle Riddle, which is like a way to like sneak in improv with ostensibly it's a riddle podcast, and just like following that and learning like what good improv and also bad improv, shout out to podcasters, is really cool. And I've been able to like, I can keep this stuff going instead of like using, the mechanics are great, like game mechanics are wonderful, which is why we play Dungeons and Dragons. We do that and join the party. But even doing this like in a game show structure, so Tell Me About It is a game show where a multi-billionaire, who is Adol Rafai, invites people on to prove that the things that they love are better than the thing he loves, which is the movie musical Grease. And just like I'm like the task. If you've seen Taskmaster, I'm like the Alex Horn putting the whole thing together and being his like audio butler. So while we do that, and there is essentially a game show, it's doing all this stuff together. So being able to like mix a game show element with like long form improv or in the space where the contestant is themselves and we are these characters. It's so much fun.
That's so fun.
And that's what all these shows are like. It's like melding the ability to like just pretend and have fun and make people laugh with like a little bit of structure so that you can understand what's happening while you're doing it, which is why I freaking love this show. It's so much fun.
Well, thank you. It's it's a world. You build it once you get into these shows, and with all your shows, I'm sure you're in the same place too, where it's just like all the world building.
Yes.
And like having to remember all of the facts and like the things that just everything.
It's the longest form improv.
True.
Oh yeah, we're doing the longest form.
Do you guys ever feel like, because I feel this way when I'm prepping for Dungeons and Dragons or tabletop RPG games, when I'm prepping for something and join the party. Do you ever feel like you get distracted with like the details and that's what you end up looking into? Because when I write things down, as I need to do in the third campaign for Join the Party, which has just started, is it's a pirate story set within a world I invented of plant and bug people. And it's fun. Like, I'm like, you know what? If George Lucas can fuck it up continuously, I'll just come up with a world again.
We do actually have conversations between the two of us because we have such like a world building, and even right before here, like Jason has a little bit more of a steel trap than I do for details, but they all will come out in my brain. But it is a weird, we do go back and forth actually of like, how much do people listening remember the details?
Yeah, for sure.
Or is it just important to us? Or is it a 50-50? I think it's more the 50-50 because people do love all the deep details of like, I mean, we have a Bible.
Yeah, we have a show
update.
Bible that we know like all the businesses in Val Verde, all the people that have been on like the commercials we've done.
Yeah. I totally understand. That's the same thing that I come at when I'm running a game on microphone for like an actual play podcast. Because like if you can know stuff that never gets brought up, but you need to know the stuff that needs to be brought up. Like the thing about the funeral flowers. Like if you're making a jingle, you need to know the businesses that will pop up, and that's important. And I'm really happy.
Which is why Jason usually is also steel trap, because he's prepping these like bumpers, and like I'm like, yeah, of course you know them.
And thank you again.
We have sitting here.
We have different bumpers, and those are the things like the bumpers and the tiny things that are repetitive are the things that I think the listeners tend to like the most.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like they love Bert's Funeral Flowers. They love Sharnies, which is our version of Shoney's.
Sure.
That has like 18 buffets.
Incredible.
And it's run by a person named Ma Sharney,
of course,
who is basically the Pope of Sharnies. And if Ma Sharney dies while you're in Sharnies, you are then in the running to be elected to be Ma Sharney.
I love that. That's so funny.
And it's all those weird details that people are always like, okay, that they cling on to that because of the repetition of them, I think.
But then we'll test out in our brains. We'll be like, maybe we should do this multi-episode storyline.
Yeah.
And then it's like, maybe we can shorten it to one episode because we're not positive if anyone cares besides us.
And there's also...
We go back and forth. We really don't... it's like moving the chess pieces around. I mean, part of that, too, is that we're both writers. Like, I taught sketch comedy for 8.5 2.5 years. So like, I all of my improv is just approaching like, here's a billion ideas.
Right.
And say it with Jason.
So there is like an there's a story arch with everything that we're doing, but also just like living in the moment and just playing with things as it happens rather than everything that we've prepared.
That's so funny you're saying that. That's so similar to how I prep notes for the actual play podcast. Because again, we're playing Dungeons and Dragons or a different tabletop RPG to tell a story, but the whole thing is that the players are going to dictate what happens, right? Right. So it's like
you are the player in our Valverde world, and that's why like even the things that the guests bring in become canon most of the time. And it's just like, well, we didn't plan on that, but now William Port Jefferson is Billy Joel and was the coach at one point.
Yeah. Like McDonaldson is probably going to be a star player for the Assholes next season. Like,
I want to say thank you so much for giving me the names of both the high school and the college. That was so important. But again, it's the give and take. You got to prepare your players with the thing you're doing. That's the number one rule of being a dungeon master is get your make sure your players are bought in by giving them things that you came up with. And
so, I mean, ultimately, that is the improv principle. That is the sketch writing principle. Even like it's just like be malleable to that it will change and probably become something better than maybe the stuff you have in your back pocket.
Well, we're going to have your Billy Jeff back.
Please.
Find out what happens with Billy Jeff.
I would fucking love to come back. So this was so much fun. Truly.
Thank you so much for being on here. You can find out more at 1089thehawk.com. We have all of our back catalog there. And here's the thing about 108.9 The Hawk. We hear this from people, and they're just like, oh, there's so much world building. I don't know where to jump in. Literally jump in on any episode. The moment you jump in on an episode, you'll understand.
You can figure
it out. It's not crazy, and you'll enjoy it, and you can keep moving from that point on, and then go back and listen to other great episodes we have with like like Tom Sharpling and Julie Klausner, and so many great episodes in the catalog, so many great episodes to come, and a lot of big Hawk news coming very, very soon.
BHN,
hell yeah.
Baby.
BHN. We'll be announcing that very soon. Also, Jeff, what should they do with Apple Podcasts? I don't remember.
I think you got to give them 5-star reviews.
Yeah, that's right, 5-star.
And you got to let us know, Jeff, I really like this. And you got to say what classic rock song was ruined by classic rock. And you got to give nothing less than 5 stars, because I'll say it for the billionth time. If you're doing anything less than 5 stars, what are you doing with your life?
What are you doing?
You're using the internet wrong. Just go write an op-ed piece for your local newspaper if you're that type of personality. All right?
That was really Angry Man there coming out.
Angry Man.
Oh, I didn't say Angry Young Man. Fuck me. Fuck. Shit. Fuck. Shit.
That'll be for your wake up back.
I would have said like before we started, as soon as I should have just went. That's okay. Shit.
All right, guys. So much coming up, and keep posted for that Hawk news. It's coming very, very soon. And we'll see you next time on 108.9 The Hawk.